getting adjusted here. Whoop. Hold on. There we go. A little crooked. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good show today. Beautiful show. Awesome show. It's going to be great. Absolutely marvelous. I'm going to give it a 601. We'll get rocking and rolling here. All right. Menu. Let's go. All right, everybody. So let's start with events coming up. All right. We got one big one coming up. Let me get the text message here. There it is. All right. So, everyone, what's going on? Welcome today. Beautiful show. Going to be awesome. Talk about a few things. Might be a little longer than normal, but it's the way it rolls. First and foremost, I want to bring up thank you to Vagabond Charities for having another successful running of Santas this past Saturday, hitting all the bars that participated. Santucci's, Nucky's, Wonder Bar, Beer Garden, us, obviously Vagabond. I think that's it. I forget, but definitely those 6. So thank you for all those who participated and went around, and allegedly we got a lot of toys. Also, John Simon, who we know, has got his Box for Tots and Toy Drive. You can reach him at 609-992-6211 for his annual Box for Tots. So, 3 locations: Margate Municipal Building, Island Gym in Ventnor, Body Architects in Margate. Long and short of it, he has a bunch of people that have been very loyal to him in training and learning how to box. They then in turn help people learn to spar, get familiar with the sport, and you bring a toy with you for a child who may not get a toy. And John's been doing this for many years. So, again, call him or social media, I guess, John Simon. Phone number at 992-6211. Collecting toys from the 29th of November up until the 22nd of December. Again, Body Architects, Island Gym, Margate Municipal Building are your locations. So, no excuses. What else we got here? Indoor racing at Boardwalk Hall is back January 31. We already said the parade is set for the 8th of March. This Saturday morning, if you want to bear the cold, the city has their parade going down the boardwalk, their Christmas parade. What else we got? That's it. Anything else? Hit Google. All right? Google it. All right, now, let's talk about the bus in the room. When I say you talk about the elephant in the room, we'll talk about the bus. Now, yes, for those who may or may not know, I've been highly critical of Marty ever since he was interim mayor for 2 years and then became mayor for this actual term itself. Okay. And I've always said he's been in political power well over 60% of his career. He's got 18, 19 years in office. He's got 6 of them as mayor right now, maybe 7. And I think about 5 or 6 as council president, which council president technically is more powerful than the mayor, unless you have a council president who is as soft as baby poop, which like we have now, that won't question or say anything. Just yes, sir. Whatever you want, sir. That's what we have now. So Marty's always been in political power position. Okay, so that I just inherited or I just found out and whatever. No, not happening. Just so we're clear, ask anybody, a Democrat, a Republican, an independent. Council president is stronger than the mayor. Homeboys had it both ways, so you can't have it that way, saying that I didn't know, I'm going to fix. Okay? Also, and there's no surprise when he uses I. You are not the first coming of Christ. I did, I. And unless I see you turn water to wine, or you walk out to the ocean and the water splits, you ain't Moses and you ain't Jesus. So the narcissism always, I and the small team and I am my wife and because it's teamwork is a dream work, my man. No I in T in team. Okay? But as the great Kobe Bryant said, you're no Kobe, there is a M-E, but you can't use that because you're no Kobe. Now, let's talk about the bus and actual numbers and the realistic version of how this is going to go, just by asking people who do this for a living, okay? This is what happens. Number one, anytime a government person says the word free, it is not the case. Okay? Not the case. Yes, we got a free grant from the state of New Jersey. Last I checked, the state of New Jersey doesn't sell cars, it doesn't serve tables, and it doesn't make fishing rods. They make money by charging people taxes. So it's not free. That bus kind of belongs to anyone in the state, because CREDA is a state agency. People travel from afar into Atlantic City. We all pay, not we all, most of you, and some of us when we go out, pay a luxury tax of 3%. That goes into this kitty that pays for certain things in advertising and whatever, whatnot. Mostly purchases that make no sense and loans. Some that do. But when you sit there and you say, CREDA gave me, I, with other small businesses that serve alcohol, beds and heads, or put on any shows at all, have to draw those people to come into town to collect that money so you get that bus or that whatever jitney or whatever you got. We did the hard work, not you. Not you. No one's coming to Atlantic City for Marty Smalls. They're coming for gaming, vices, and the environment. Nothing to do with you, Marty. Okay? Now, this morning, so we'll go back to the bus. So now, let's go to the bus. Okay, you got 2 buses one school bus, one coach bus. Okay? Now, in the perfect business world, having this will probably cost you about $150,000 a year. That's before gas, tires, you hit something, whatever. Then you got to pay someone. That's minimal $75,000 a year job and north. Okay? So we have a couple questions with this. That's all free. And I just got educated on how the city does their insurance. So that being said, also, if you buy gas, anyone out there that drives a diesel, we pay over $3.50 a gallon or dance in that area. Here, it goes higher as you go north. It's definitely more expensive on 95, the expressway, or the turnpike. It's definitely more expensive than going out to Garden State Fuels, or Riggins. Now, all that being said, let's just say it cost you zero at the end. Let's just say, here's the bus. Someone just gave it to you. I'll bet you it still will be cheaper to rent the bus. 100%. 100%. And I say that because I've spoken to people who do this for a living. That is a very expensive bus to maintain. Number one. Also, going back to the insurance part of it, okay? Yes, the city of Atlantic City is self-insured to a certain point. And then they got to take out and pay additional insurance. But by getting into what they call the livery business, which livery means moving people from point A to point B, you really exposed the city more than what we need to be at. And as I said, God forbid something was to happen. Okay? So, whatever minions telling you this was a smart thing to do, they're just agreeing with you because they like their job. You find an independent person from Wichita, Kansas, Dallas, Texas. They're going to really expose how dumb you are and how little homework you did. The fact that you said on Don Williams today, we thought it was going to only cost $400,000, and miraculously there's another $200,000 on top of that. That comment itself, you just wanted a bus for you and the special interests that hang out with you and that need you, that feel important, warm, and fuzzy with you. That's it. Like anything else you do, selfishness is numero uno with you. Everything else later. Okay? Let's see here. And the other mind-boggling thing is there's 3 layers of an onion that I can't believe even agreed for this to happen, with Jacqueline Suarez, Chris Brown, and your consigliere, Steve Persky. That alone makes no sense. They should be taken out of their jobs for that. I get small little buses to take people from in county wise, but exposing the city to go New York, Baltimore, Philly, the 3 towns that you happen to go to Eagles games for? No. Makes 0 sense. Zero. And a lot of people agree with me. Believe it or not, they believe it. Okay? So all these little rocks you're throwing, you got no arm for me, cuz. 0. Now, What else we got? That's pretty much with the bus. It's a stupid, dumb mistake. It's not going to work. It's going to cost the city in the long run, and it's going to be worthless and useless. And when they do go to sell it, it's not going to be worth jack. Also, hold on a minute. My little notes here. If you are so green energy, windmill, wind farm, you fart and you create some sort of natural gas, why didn't you get an EV bus that was available to purchase and you went with diesel? The opportunity is there to buy the EV if you're on this whole save the planet BS. But you went with diesel, which means you should not be falling in line with these windmills that are going to be causing harm to your residents, constituents, and voting base eventually. Just go with the diesel. So I find it very interesting that you didn't go that route. And you could have, and you didn't. You already had a hiccup of $200,000 on the purchase of the bus. What's another $50K at that point to get a battery? Just saying. Now, let's get now to the part of this show. Marty's crutch. As you may or may not know, anytime someone goes against Marty, who's not African American, the first word that comes out of his mouth, racist. Okay? The other day, he said it to the news reporter, Miss Post. 3 racists. Now, in that article, you definitely tell it's directed towards me. Okay? So when you read the article in the press, and then today you painfully listen to the conversation him and Don Williams had today, I suggest fast forwarding to the 8-minute mark and then going forward. But if you listen, which I'm going to play right now, this is how this gentleman talks. Okay? Let me get this rocking and rolling.
No, Don, that's more of if, you're taking limousine transportation or luxury black car service. These charter buses, we pay about $4,000 to $5,000 depending, the majority of the trips are like New York, Philadelphia,
right,
and we're there. So that adds up. So when we look at the amount of money that we spending for a bus, I said we might as well get a charter bus of our own.
Right.
And, it's already a savings. As soon as we turn the key, it's a savings. And it's city property, so all of this stuff about insurance and cost and liability, and then the idiot who is severely educationally challenged, can't spell, can't talk, and can barely run a business, said, well, what if something happens?
Well,
it's the city's property. It's insurance.
Yeah,
well,
you are insured. That's another factor. Insurance isn't cheap, right?
Yeah. So when he make a comment, oh, what if something happens? Yeah, what if something happens if we're using someone else's bus?
Right.
Things happen. It's called an accident.
Well,
or anything. But
with somebody else's bus, they would have to pay their insurance would cover if it was somebody else's bus.
Like I said, that's my disappointment in the press of Atlantic City. They put an idiot on a pedestal, on a pedestal. So that's just like any resident. This dude is severely damaged. This dude is trash. You want to talk like people have a following? Nobody from in town listens to him. Nobody from out of town. None of them have an effect on the political climate here in the great city of Atlantic City. This dude is such a loudmouth and thinks he's a political analyst. He got mocked. He got destroyed in 2 elections. 2 elections. Couldn't win a 6-ward council seat. But he's a political guru, and he's the person that the press has to contact and say, listen.
So, after hearing that painfully, and again, I encourage people to listen to it themselves. A few errors we have with this. Number one, did I lose 2 times? I did. I did lose 2 times. Can someone out there, I see Dave Calloway's watching. Dave Calloway, can you respond on this thing and let us know how many times Marty lost an election, please? I like to see that number, okay? Because I know it's more than what I got. But I may have lost twice an election. But Marty, I beat you twice in court where it matters the most. I got you. I beat you twice in court because you're like LeBron James. You cry and cry and cry to get the call, and 2 times you didn't get the call, my man. So, yes, I got you on that one, okay? The other thing is, how does a mayor go and say that a small business person is irrelevant? Because if you want to look at the scoreboard, because he's such a sports guy, what investments or how many times out of his own pocket has Marty ever dug in and spent money in the city of Atlantic City? Can anyone answer me that, please? Even you, Marty. Outside of the property of your home, what have you done to economically strengthen the city of Atlantic City? Because other mayors and other towns are vested and do that. How about you? How about you? Do you have anything at all? A rental property? Anything? I put my money where my mouth is. My portfolio is all but one in Atlantic City. So don't tell me I'm irrelevant. I'm very relevant. A hell of a lot more than you. Believe it or not. But because who I am, you look beyond that. You're the racist, my man, not me. You're the narcissist, not me. You're going to go on vacation soon, not me, my man. And I get I'm living rent-free in your brain, and you got a lot of pressure on you this week with Constance's court date, and then you got your court date in January. I get you're under a lot of stress. Come by, we'll knock down a couple cocktails, my man. You know, don't worry about it. But to call me a racist, you're wrong. I probably got one of the busiest multicultural bars in the county. And I stand by that. I could walk into Stanley Homes. You can't. I can walk around knowing that I'm a good father, a good husband. You can't. I go to work 7 days a week. You don't. So, if you want to start doing this whole GOAT competition thing, you don't stand a chance, my man. Believe me. Believe me. I had a little bit of help along the way. I ain't ashamed to get it. Everyone's gotten a little bit of help. I can admit it. Can you? I doubt it. So, when you come at me, come correct. Or don't come at all. But I will tell you this. You say gloves off? My man, you were not prepared to battle me right now. Not a little bit. I smoked you twice. Number 3 might be around the corner. You never know. So, everybody out there in social media world or the press world or whatever it is, do a little soul searching and look and see how this display of numbers turned me into a racist. Green is blind to black and white, my friend. That's why you don't understand the value of green, because, like Chris Christie said, you spend it like a drunken sailor because you never earned it. It's never yours, so you don't care because you think it's still going to keep coming in. Whereas anyone in business needs to project and look and make sure that their crew and their staff eats before you do, because you're only as strong with a good support crew that's fed, sheltered, and protected. You don't understand these things. That's why you're going to fail, and you are failing. You failed the city, you failed your household, you failed yourself. So, I'll see everyone next week. Enjoy this beautiful, brisk, but nice weather we're going to have. And we'll talk soon. Adios.